She is doing a cooking show on Netflix. I only watched 5 seconds of it, and I thought she was going to cut her wrist by trying to zest a lemon. This girl has never been in the kitchen in her life.
We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard. Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting?
She never stops whining.
Maybe Netflix have heard the noise against these two. I know she loves them.
No. Meghan Markle Googled, is the race card an actual card?
I love your Luke.
Sorry, what's that?
You're Luke. You look amazing. You're Luke.
My Luke. My
Luke. My look. She likes my Luke.
Your voice is driving me crazy, and I'm about to jump over there and put my fists down your throat.
It's not very good, is it? I mean, that's putting it mildly. What's been so interesting is I regarded the advent of With Love Meghan rather like I regarded root canal surgery. It's one of those things that you know it's coming. You really don't want the unethical to watch from the Harry and Meghan versus everybody else show we did a couple of years ago. It's actually worse because the Harry and Meghan show at least had newsworthy lines, it at least had some purpose to it.
Never seen someone that struggles to just give us like one strip of authenticity.
I think the woke have been asleep.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard.
You're complaining about your hard life and you're so privileged. It's just so weird. It's ridiculous.
I'm searching for something to like about her, and it's so hard.
Well, if Meghan and Harry can quit their family, you can too.
Markle, but he calls himself Meghan Sussex in the show. And you keep thinking, is this going to be the new Meghan Sussex that we see? But there's all these bizarre touches in it. Like at one point, she says that she's going to have pretzel bags made up, and they're individually personalized pretzel bags.
South Park roasted Meghan's Netflix show with spot-on jokes about her drama and awkward moments leaving her furious and even thinking of suing. But the real mess began with the show itself.
For your privacy. Hi! Hey, you! Hi! What are you looking at? You ever heard of privacy?
What? I just think she's crying for sympathy, playing the victim when there's nothing to be a victim about. And there's also no sympathy to be granted for this lifestyle that she's chosen to live.
And basically commercialize their experience in the royal family. And commercialize the royal family is so disrespectful to the Queen, who has basically dedicated her life in service to the royal family. I've always said, I think a lot of the things they've done after leaving the royal family has been very tacky, in particular the Oprah interview. But I think this was probably the final straw for me, because I just thought, wow, you're just running with it shamelessly, right? This is the Queen's Jubilee year, and you just have no shame in what you're doing. And I think people are sick of it. What else are they going to say? There's nothing interesting about them anymore.
We've talked for ages about you're already part of something and then you go there moaning about press intrusion, you sign this big deal. Delighted it's can. I cannot handle.
Meghan's Netflix show meant to make her relatable backfired. With awkward fake moments, and South Park turned it into comedy, showing her clumsy and branded instead of real, before roasting her documentary next.
Prince of Canada and his wife moved in across the street from me. They had this huge jet parked in front of my house, and then they kept trying to get me to buy their stupid book.
Why are we so mad today? Because we want our privacy.
Yes, it really is that awful. I may have blacked out from smacking myself in the head.
I know that Daniel loves peanut butter. I'm still going to label this. You always want to be conscious. Someone has a nut allergy.
And there's another moment where this wonderfully demeaning and
Yeah. Yes, finally. Yes, hallelujah. I always have to give a preamble to whenever I talk about Meghan and Harry, and say I don't know them, I'm not haters, I don't care. But I think the way they have taken their 2 days, because they were really working royals.
South Park turned Meghan's Netflix show into victim flicks, mocking her dramatic scenes with Harry as the helper, and it felt so close to reality that people called it both comedy gold and brutal truth before they roasted her obsession with privacy.
I don't care. Don't care.
What the hell? What did he just say? He victimized me. It's because I'm an ethnic woman. He can't do that. I'll say, wait, you're ethnic? This is an outrage.
She's trying to sell herself as this wholesome mother who's baking cookies and making tea for the rest of the family.
And this was one of the most, every mother out there will understand. She wants us to put together a fruit crudité board for our children in the morning. Now, look, Maureen.
I can't.
Look at this.
I can't.
But I'm not surprised, because Netflix have probably gone, it's not going to work. Maybe Netflix have heard the noise against these two. I know she loves them.
Well, I mean, it's Sharon, I would love to hear what you have to say about this.
Well, I'm like, welcome to the industry. You wanted to be a part.
South Park roasted Meghan and Harry's privacy obsession by showing her running with a selfie, stick yelling, "We want privacy," while a drone films, and then demanding it be in their documentary. And the joke hit hard because it showed the same hypocrisy critics have pointed out for years, making people laugh and cringe before the writers pushed things even further with an even wilder version of Meghan.
It seriously is driving me crazy. The prince plays drums all day. I don't even think he has a job. And I don't know what the hell she does. Why they even left Canada is beyond me. And like, she seems to just boss him around and make him do whatever she wants. I mean, why did they even leave Canada and move to South Park anyway?
You just can't leave us alone, can you? Oh my God, he's so obsessed with us. No more magazines and Netflix shows. We really can live a normal life. What matters is what we have on the inside.
Hello? 40 minutes into the podcast, this little picture, quite a grainy picture, flashed up, which shows a basket of, homemade preserves with a card on it, HRH, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan.
You dropped off this gift basket with ice creams, homemade strawberry sauce to put on top of the ice cream.
I find it a little bit cringe to give a gift to a close friend and sign it Her Royal Highness.
Why even in private? She's using that full title, Her Royal Highness.
I would never refer to myself as Her Royal Highness.
They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm going to put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends.
This is what I forget, the virtue signaling and all that. I don't know how he and she can, through this Archewell Foundation, can say things like, "We won't rest until we've created world peace." Do you know what? You don't even know what honestly, it's almost so condescending. And for me, just go back to America.
South Park mocked Meghan as a chaotic influencer, mixing activist guru and vlogger with fake products and hashtags, making her look over the top yet more believable than the real her before. Moving on to flashback jokes.
And they realized that these two don't really want to work, okay?
Happened to Spotify. The critics were horrible about With Love, Meghan. You sold inventory that you didn't have on asever.com. People are still waiting for their refund.
So when she's trying to sell these kind of, I'm sorry, but crappy, cheap tats to middle America, she needs to have this relatability, and she doesn't have that at all.
Work so hard. The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done. It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that, and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line and what's the cadence of it.
Company's not doing good. The first thing they have to do is cut. And they've cut them. But I think that their business, I don't think that Meghan's book for children did very good. And I don't think their podcast was doing great. So welcome to Hollywood.
Well, South Park didn't just mock Meghan's flashbacks, they turned them into wild jokes like her crying in a gold bathtub or whining on a private jet over avocado toast. Each scene started with her saying it was so hard for me while showing ridiculous luxury, and fans laughed because it felt close to real critics. Said it exposed how her stories looked like pain staged against privilege, and then the show went after Prince Harry just as hard.
She is doing a cooking show on Netflix. I only watched 5 seconds of it, and I thought she was going to cut her wrist by trying to zest a lemon. This girl has never been in the kitchen in her life.
I don't like her. That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Everybody who works for her quits. Everybody says she's a bully. She's very nasty. Not only is she incredibly controlling, but she's a bitch about it to everybody who works for her. When things inevitably start spiraling downward, she blames everyone but herself.
Welcome. It happens so many times to so many people. And I mean, I didn't think the idea was great in the beginning. The story we've heard is a million, you've seen it a million times. But anyway, this is not an unusual thing.
South Park then turned to Prince Harry calling him Prince Helper and showing him as Meghan's clueless sidekick, carrying props, sipping green juice and whispering, "I'm hurting too," only to get shushed. The joke hit hard because it made him look like a background character in his own life, and fans said it felt way too real. And just when people thought it couldn't get harsher, the show mocked Meghan's fake vulnerability next.
There's this horrible spy who lives across the street from us, and we're gonna get him back by changing our brand.
Is this you? Sorority girl, actress, influencer, victim.
Yeah, that's totally me.
Okay, I see. And then you added your husband to your friends and family account. You must be the royal prince, millionaire, world traveler, victim.
That's right. South Park went even harder, showing cartoon Meghan crying in a confessional, then yelling, cut fixing the lights, dabbing fake tears, and starting again with louder sobs. It mocked her Netflix show for looking staged instead of real, and fans called it one of the most brutal and honest roasts of the whole episode, but the writers didn't. Stop there! They went straight for the heart of the Netflix series itself.
The work is the Invictus Games, I would think, because there's something good
But
about
he's done that for years, though, hasn't he? I mean, if you're Netflix and you've got to save some money, they've lost a load of subscribers, they've got to try and save some money somewhere. They've got this big list of programs that they need to cut back on. You're not going to cut back on the best ones. You're going to cut back on.
South Park didn't just roast the documentary, they ripped it to shreds, showing cartoon Meghan teasing shocking truths, only to keep repeating the exact same sad stories over and over again like a broken record. The parody even showed her and Harry literally walking in circles while announcing they were on a journey, and that gag hit way harder than people expected because it pointed out what many already felt, that the real series was just them saying the same things in fancier ways, pretending it was something new. The message was crystal clear. There was no real depth in the Netflix show, only glossy repetition wrapped in dramatic music and slow motion shots. Even people who once supported them admitted that much of it felt like watching the same episode again and again without learning anything new. And South Park grabbed that weakness and turned it into comedy gold, exposing the emptiness at the core of the brand. It wasn't just a joke. It was like holding up a mirror to the audience and asking, how long will you keep watching the same script before you realize there's nothing fresh inside? And to make things even worse, the next parody scene didn't just mock the storytelling, it showed Meghan's entire attempt to look relatable, falling apart in the most chaotic way possible.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife. I don't care about them either. So then why do you talk about them all the time? I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face. Yeah, now you're putting them in our face. Fine, I won't talk about them anymore. Thank you. Okay, just one last thing. Did you know the prince sleeps? I'm sorry.
South Park flipped Meghan's relatable act into one of the funniest disasters ever, showing her waltzing into a store called Normal People Market, wearing a designer hoodie and huge shades pretending to blend in. But instead of acting normal, she asks for unicorn milk, cries over ugly kale, and lectures everyone about the trauma of plastic bags. Fans instantly got the joke because it perfectly mirrored how celebrities try to look down to earth while living in a totally different world. The parody nailed the gap between the image she wants and the way people really see her. And just when viewers thought it couldn't get crazier, the roast went even further, diving straight into full-blown commercial chaos.
You couldn't tell. But like, there's 10 ideas and you'll be lucky if one gets.
Have they been rumbled? Is that what's happened here? Have they actually finally been?
I think it was the name. I think they must have thought, we're Meghan, we're Harry, we're going to sign this deal. But when you fill in the gaps, with the greatest respect to podcast, the Archibald thing, where's the substance? The only thing...
South Park didn't stop at mocking Meghan's Netflix drama. They jumped straight into her brand with a fake ad for candles called Sussex Serenity that came with the slogan, "Smells like blame, burns like truth." Meghan sniffs the candle like it's holy while Harry clutches it, whispering, "We deserve this." And the kicker was the claim that each one is hand-poured with tears. Of disappointment and moral superiority, fans lost it because it felt way too real, hitting at how the couple turn every story into content, whether it's podcasts, shows, or products. The big question the parody dropped was, are they really sharing truth or just selling pain for profit, and just when it couldn't sting more? South Park let the critics in to tear things apart even further.
They've made a loss of, the company value has gone down 50 billion in recent months. They've made a net loss of 200,000 subscribers. Maybe they've cut other animations as well. It was one of the 3 animations that they've cut. Animations are quite expensive to make nowadays. So I just think that this is part of the industry. How many pilots have we all been a part?
South Park cranked the chaos up even more by throwing in a fake panel of cartoon critics who roasted Meghan's Netflix show like it was open season. They sat at a spoof news desk dropping savage one-liners like it's reality TV but with more crying and fewer facts, and another joked rich people just cry in better lighting. The wild part is that these fake reviews sounded exactly like what real journalists had already said, calling the series tone-deaf and self-serving. While pretending to be deep, the line between parody and reality got so thin that viewers couldn't tell if they were laughing at a joke or agreeing with the truth. And right when the criticism was at its sharpest, Meghan's animated meltdown slammed the roast home in a way no one could forget.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
We are here because privacy is a basic human right. How many more princes and his wives have to live in this nightmare? Hey, you ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. You two just shut up and go away.
South Park saved the wildest roast for the end when cartoon Meghan had a full meltdown, throwing fake Netflix awards, screaming no one respects my journey, while Harry just sat on the couch humming their podcast tune and clutching a script called Season 2, still misunderstood the walls around them had cheesy quotes like my truth matters, and please validate me, while she sobbed into a pillow that said, empowered. It was ridiculous, but it also felt uncomfortably real, like a cartoon echo of what critics say about her being dramatic and desperate for attention. Fans said this was the perfect climax, and then real life exploded too. The internet lit up with hashtags like victimflix and we want privacy reaction videos went viral. Memes flooded feeds and rumors spread that Meghan was furious behind the scenes, even considering legal action, but South Park didn't care because roasting the powerful is their brand. And the sting was that the parody hit truths. People already believed that the Netflix project was just a staged attempt to control a story while pretending they weren't doing exactly that.